Hey y'all, my name is Diamond Sands and you are now in a safe space, a place where we can have real, honest, and unapologetic conversation. Today I'm joined with Vanessa, Raquel, and Usher. Today's episode is very special because it's actually our first, and what we're going to be talking about is authenticity and owning your truth. I'm going to start this episode off by asking you all a question. What does owning your truth mean to you? And you start with Vanessa.
What owning my truth means to me is accepting all of who I am and walking with that and showing that to other people. And so I think for me, this has been like a thing this year. Since I've moved to Atlanta, I've been learning a lot more about myself. And two major things that have come up recently is that I know that I need communication, and that sometimes I feel like my need for communication may seem a little crazy, but I've come to understand that is just how I operate as a person. Yeah. And so now, me expressing that to other people and what I would like for them in terms of the way that I communicate is easier for me now. The second thing that came up for me is now, I guess, just saying to the world that I'm a bisexual woman, and that's been new for me because I've denied that part of myself for a very long time of my life, and now I'm actually expressing that. And so now it's maybe mentioning that in conversations. Normally I would never do that. And so now I'm accepting all of who I am as well as exploring all of who I am. And that for me is authenticity and being able to show people that. And also accepting that if they can't accept me for who I am, I'm cool with that. But they're still good people. You know, we don't always have to accept who people are. So yeah, that's what it really means for me right now. Okay, so yeah.
Good. What about you, Raquel?
Owning my truth, I would have to say it means to me that you are 100% authentic to yourself. You know, oftentimes we accept our darkness and our failures and the things that have disappointed us in our past. But to me, it's also about owning your light and owning your greatness and not shying away from that and stepping fully into that, even if you're not ready to show that to the world. But that's a part of yourself that you accept and you fully walk toward and work on and set goals to bring out fully and live your fullest potential.
Good stuff.
Wow.
So what about you?
It's hard to follow.
It's not
Owning my truth, for me, you know, it's just accepting, like what you guys said, accepting exactly who I am.
Yeah.
And not worrying about if somebody likes it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone's not going to be your friend. You're not going to be cool with everyone. That's okay. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? All you need is exactly. All you need is like a cool foundation and that, you know what I'm saying? Like a few good people that you have on your team or whatever. And who cares?
Yeah.
Right. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so for me, my truth is I'm a little bit of a weirdo. I am passive aggressive, but I can be aggressive, okay, when the situation calls for it. I'm a woman who loves women, but don't like looking women leave. That's why I cut my breasts off, and that's why I'm gonna get lipo on my hips and thighs.
Yeah.
It's out here in Atlanta, in the gay community, it's like hard for them to understand because everybody thinks I'm a trans. Like I'm not tranny, you know. I'm sorry if that's an offensive word. I'm not. Like I'm not. You know. I'm not transgender, so it's hard for them to understand. Like, but you got your boobs cut off, and I'm like, yeah, because they were big as hell, and I didn't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta is progressing and it's picking up in speed, but like places in like LA and London and New York, I'm not uncommon. But out here, I'm uncommon, so I'm strange to them. You know, so so you don't really know if somebody is like really wants to know or just wants to know so they can talk shit about you. Straight up. You know, so sometimes I'm hesitant when I like talk to people about it because like I just don't know if you genuinely care or if you just want to be like, well, she said da 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 da, you know. So here we go.
I was gonna say that when you made the decision to cut your breast off, even though you were born with them, I think that's a great showing of owning your truth, of like who you are, because it's just like, I think sometimes we are born how we are. You know, people physically see us how we look, as how we look, and then they make prejudgments. But then as you grow up and you develop, you make your own judgments about you. And so you made that physical adjustment, like this is how I want to be seen in the world, in terms of instead of like how you were born. So I think that was a great showing of truth.
Yeah. And you know, I saw my father this year. I haven't seen him for like 10 years. It's been 10 years. Last time I saw him, I was 16, and yeah, he didn't digest this well at all.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I could tell he was trying to be polite about it because we haven't seen each other in a long time, but he was just like, oh, you know, your mother would be rolling in her grave, and I was just like, I mean, call me a bitch, but I was just like, okay, I guess she's gonna be rolling then.
Yeah.
She's rolling.
And I love that.
What I'm saying? Like,
yes.
what do you mean?
Yes.
You know, like, come on, dude.
But no, I love that because it's just like even parents, it's just like, I feel like when we grow up in our parents' household, we are supposed to be a certain way, and it's like after we get out the household, we really want to be who we are. And so like for you to just say, okay, this is who I am, and come to your parents, a lot of people are like afraid to allow their parents to know who they really are. Like I know for me, I had a conversation with my mom a few months ago, and I was like, you know, Mom, I really want to know who you are as a person, not just as my mom, because I know you're way more than that, and I want you to know me as a person too. And so like I just told her how I felt growing up, and like how I felt like she came off to me, and I was like I guess a little rough conversation, but I honestly just told her how I felt and expressed that, and there was some agitation there, but after a few phone calls, we were good. I told her that I'm attracted to women. I didn't think I was ever gonna say that to her. She was like, well, she was like, you know, she doesn't support it, but she's like, I told her, and I was like, oh, we good. You know what I'm saying? We good, and I'm happy because it's just like now I don't feel like I have to live a lie. Like I can just be myself, and like that's living your truth. You just feel fucking good. Like you know, like I'm okay to be me. Like that's what it is. Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
My grandmother said the same thing too.
Yeah.
You know, but like what my father said when he said, you dated my mom for years. You should know her. You know she wasn't a judgmental woman at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would have cared.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like she would have loved me regardless.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were like this.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Raquel, when you were saying that, you talked about people owning their darkness, right? Like for example, let's say somebody's like, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. I think we say that a lot. But then you talked about your truth is also owning your light. And so it's just like, I see that a lot of women are afraid to be like, to show that they're great, even though they know they're great. And for me, when you mentioned that, I was like, yeah, owning your light, but then also putting the work towards that. Because if you know that you can do this, then go ahead and go do it. And so I thought that was a really good statement that you said in terms of like, wow, like I'm also this great person, so how am I actually showing up in the world? Because sometimes I feel like that's putting more energy, sometimes I feel like it could be a little harder to do that. Because I feel like everybody's used to people putting themselves down or being sorry about something, but actually showing up and being great and being okay with that. Not a lot of people, you know, want to put in the work for that, but I think owning your light is putting the work towards that. So I really like that you said that.
Yeah, and at this junction in my life, I feel like that's my truth right now. It's like not so much battling between darkness and light, but fully embracing the light and fully bringing 100% of myself, 100% of the time to God, to my higher self, to humanity, so that I can do my work to help kind of push the needle forward. And I believe we do that by having conversations like these. You know, by I don't want to just say being your best self, but actualizing your greatest potential. You know, if you know you have to, write a book or put out a retreat or whatever the case is that you're producing, you're putting in the time and work for that. And that sometimes is not an easy thing to do. But I feel like, I think that the rewards are necessary, and when you live from a place of authenticity and owning your truth and you do what you were sent here to do, the rewards are endless.
That is very true. And to piggyback off of that, I believe that when it comes to owning your truth, of course, just how you were saying, like you have to own the light and the dark. And I think for a lot of people, whether you're on one end of the spectrum or the other, like a lot of people struggle with that. It's like, you know, they want to own all the light, but they don't want to own the darkness.
Right.
Or they want to own all the darkness and they don't want to own the light.
Okay.
And I feel like there's balance to everything.
Yes.
There's yin and yang, there's light and dark. And in order for us, there's feminine and masculine. In order for us to have a full experience as humans, we have to embrace all of those things about us. Like, we can't, like, you can't possibly think that, oh, you know, I would just be this way and not, you know, and try to push this in my pocket. It's like, no, like, you have to explore all of that stuff. Like, you have to be able to, you know, just get into it and, you know, however long it takes you, who cares how long it takes you? Like, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition, but it's like, you know, as long as you're trying to get there, like that's all that matters. And
like we were talking about.
Right, like literally that's all that matters. And at the end of the day, all this is about love. At the end of the day, it's all about love. Like that's it. Period. Like period. Period.
I was gonna say, I think it's important to, like when we talk about authenticity, we have to talk about self-awareness.
Correct.
Right? So that whole knowing what your darkness is, knowing what your light, but also, to me, authenticity doesn't mean being 100% of yourself in 100% of places, in 100% of all times in all places, you know. Club Raquel doesn't need to be at work Raquel. You know, some days those two can combine, but it's not necessarily all the time, you know. So just knowing kind of like how to maneuver the different selves and which part of you want to show up. And that's not like, oh, you're being fake, but if somebody's coming to me and they're asking for advice, then I know the compassionate Raquel needs to show up and the heart space, you know. But if somebody is cutting me off at traffic, my phone right now, right? You know, I don't need compassionate. But the thing is knowing what side of you needs to appear to others, but most importantly to yourself. You know?
I think that's very true, and I honestly think a lot of people struggle with that dynamic within itself, because it's like, okay, so how much of myself am I supposed to be showing? How much of myself am I not supposed to be showing? It's like, okay, so am I too much? Am I not too much? Like, I think that the whole thing is like, it can be murky when you're dealing with like, which one should I? Because I personally, I just be like, this is me.
That's like, you know, I'm very cool with my boss. You know, we was having a discussion the other day. You know, he's older guy, he's like in his 40s, and I was just like, is it weird that I have two sets of friends, but I don't intertwine them? Two sets of friends for my two different needs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's where sometimes sometimes I'm like, I don't know if these two people are in a mesh well. And I think that's fine.
I feel like it's just like what she was saying, like in certain environments you could be this way, but you can't be this way in this environment, you know? So it's like, I feel like everybody has like, I don't even know how to explain it, like two different, I won't call it souls, but two different needs that needs to be fed, you know? Two different, within ourselves is like, you know, you, like how you were saying, you know, you could be playful in this situation, you could be club person in this situation, but with this group of friends, it's like, all right, let's get on our, you know, our educational program. I'm not gonna wear my whole grill set today. I'm wearing hats, right? You know, we're gonna talk about this. You know, like I was telling you when I'm with my homeboys, my whole demeanor changed. I get aggressive, but not like aggressive to the point where I'm like, oh, that's not Usher. No, not yup. It's still goofy on me, but like it's more like, yo, what's up, shorty? You know, that's the voice of everything. What's up? You know, what's good, Diamond? You know, I be hella chill.
I just think like we are multi-dimensional.
Correct.
You know, you know, you can like jazz and you can like opera, you can like, you know, rock, you can like, it doesn't have to just be one thing.
Exactly.
You know, and I think oftentimes society tries to put people in a box. You know, if you're a career woman, you can't be a creative. If you're creative, you're not professional. You know, there's all these black and white, but it's like there has to be a gray area where you know, there always is a gray area, things intertwine. And I think once we can accept that, acknowledge that, we can then then become comfortable
Exactly.
and walk in that.
Exactly.
You know? That's like we do so much as a human. Like
That is
all different
absolutely
energy.
correct. That is absolutely correct. And to piggyback off of that, because you made an amazing point, but no, seriously, like, we are not one-dimensional, we're definitely multi-dimensional, and we exist in every way possible.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that over time, not even over time, but like since we were kids, the way we learned about us as human beings has been so linear and so narrow. It's like when we get older, people, you know, start elevating and they start realizing that, oh dang, you can literally be any, like, it doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
We exist in every way possible. There are still people who, because they still only see stuff in a narrow range, they're like, I don't understand this because I see things like this, or I see it like this, so what you're saying doesn't make sense to me. And they try to understand you in a way that they can box you.
Box you.
Because that's the only way that they can understand, right? It's like, it's either you're this or you're that. I don't understand you any other way. And it's like, just because you don't understand that doesn't mean that I don't exist in that way. That just means that you don't get it. And if you're not there yet, that's fine. Or you may never get there, but that doesn't mean I'm going to minimize myself.
Exactly.
You know, that I'm not going to not exist the way that I exist. Right. It's like, that's just what it is.
But you know what? What I'm really loving about this day and age, like, I think in terms of authenticity, like, I think this day and age is so beautiful because I feel like a lot more people are free to be more of themselves without too much hate. Okay, for example, let's say when you talk about linear, like, people think, okay, grow up, get married, man, it's only man and woman, get married, and then you have kids.
Yeah.
Now there are relationships where there are open relationships, you can love multiple people. Now same-sex relationships, I'm just saying, it's just like, back in the day, it was just like, okay, everybody's hiding stuff. They were still doing it, just hiding stuff.
Right.
But now it's like a lot more open. I'm like, oh, just the last year I've learned about open relationships. I'm still learning about it. I'm just like, whoa, this is different. Like, it's just like new to me. But I love this day and age because it's like, I can only imagine 25 years from now and 50 years from now, and you really see humans act the way humans are just expressing themselves to be. I just think it's a beautiful thing.
It is. I mean, of course, we're going to always have that, the side that wants to, for whatever strange reason, just stick to their narrow understanding of humans. But it's, at the end of the day, the reality of humans is that we're simply just not linear. We're just not. Like, that gray area, we are the gray area.
Yep.
Like, we are the gray area. We aren't black and white. Our personalities to be black and white. It's like, well, either I'm going to do this all the way or I'm not going to do it all the way.
Right.
But just us, like, you're completely different from me. I'm completely different from you. We're all completely different from each other. And we all, even though we're all black women, we all exist completely differently. We all grew up completely different.
That's right. Even being a black woman, so it wasn't until recently that I really had a conversation with other black women that really enjoy rock music. I enjoy rock music. So even that, just being a black woman, it's more than just certain things people have labeled us to only like, or like an anime, I love anime, but only think that black people like anime, like it's just different things like that.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Cause I dug my feet straight. Like marriage and how things used to be.
Yeah.
I think there's value in tradition. I think there's value in tradition, but we have to, I think, look at the principle and get down to the source of why things were the way they were, right? So like if you talk about monogamous relationships, or a woman working at, or a woman only being in the house, quote unquote, it's like those things were good back then. And some people still choose monogamy. That's fine. Whatever you choose is your choice. But the thing about it is, that just goes back to the core of knowing who you are and what works for you, what works for your household, and then being able to live from that space and go from there instead of trying to, let's just be traditional, or let's just be new age. It's like, who are you? What works for you? What works for you?
But I think it's a connection. I think it's a connection of tradition and like foundation as well. But then you make that choice to integrate those different parts. And so when you integrate them, you harmonious, because when you create something harmonious, like that is like for me authenticity. Like you know what tradition is, you may know what your foundation is. Like for me, I grew up in a Christian household, and my Christian know that I'm very spiritual. It's African spiritual. It's connected. You know what I'm saying? Like so that I agree with that. There needs to be that there needs to be that tradition, but it's like now we have different choices. It's not just this is it and that is that. It's the connection.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful thing.
It is, especially when we can all sit here and connect it and talk about it and really feel it on that level. It just gives me a little feel. Like, I love this conversation. It's like, I don't even know what to say. It's just like,
And most of the time, people who are very negative or angry are people who just don't want to admit who they are. Like, they're not true to themselves for real. And I noticed that.
yeah, and
life.
that's because it goes back to love. They're lacking self-love and they want it.
Yeah.
So what do they do? They're lashing out.
Yeah. Like, when they see you happy, when they get Correct. Always angry for no reason. But want to call, oh, you're a weirdo, you're this, you're that. But when you're around your friends, you can't be who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why are they your friends?
Exactly. I tell them, I'm not even gonna get into it. That's my personal life, man. I tell the person that all the time.
Yeah.
How are they your friends and you can't like, you gotta do this when you're around your friends. You gotta do this when you're around friends. I have to, when we go out, we have to do this. Are you serious? I don't have to do nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
What you saying?
Right. No, sweetie.
Yeah.
Girl, I will walk in this club in some beat up Vans. Don't try me.
Yeah.
In a bomb club too. I would do it for real and not scared.
And be comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, it's about you being comfortable.
Yeah.
It's about you just
a lot of
being.
people aren't.
A lot of people aren't. But again, I just gotta keep tying it. It's all because people just want to be loved and accepted.
Yeah.
And if you don't love and accept yourself, you're gonna be doing all types of weird stuff. And it just ends up you just lashing out at people. You're taking it out on other people.
Just even the videos that I've seen on like the internet sometimes just disgust me.
Man.
Like people just trying to like I don't know, like they want to be like temporary famous and stuff like that. Like just doing the most, like just to be liked. But you're not even yourself, so no one's gonna even take you serious or like you. Like how could we?
Or nobody's gonna like you. They're liking whatever it is that you're putting out.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like, okay, you know, Cardi B. Let's just talk about Cardi B.
All right, there we go.
Cardi B has built off authenticity, okay? I think
she's
she
built
has
off
a huge
authenticity.
fan base
Right.
of who she is. Like, I would be like, well, in the beginning when her mixtapes was coming out, I didn't listen to it just because I kind of heard about it, but honestly, I'm watching your videos because of who you are as a person.
Yes, right.
And she had this huge audience because who she is as a person.
Yes.
Her music is great now, but it's just like, that's not what I knew. And people, she has a following because of her being herself. And even when she got into the industry, people was mad, and then people, stars, other celebrities have told her, I admire you because you actually speak what the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, right.
That is a true example of authenticity.
No, I didn't feel like no one could shade her because she's being herself.
And
You know?
to add to that, it goes beyond her being herself. She stands firm in her truth. She don't care what nobody got to say. It's like, oh, you a hoe. She's like, okay, all right, next. Like, we're not gonna hurt my feelings. Yeah. And not only that, like I think there's like regardless of what people think about her, like you know she's loud, whatever, who cares? There's principle behind her standing within herself. There's so many things that people don't really understand that they're getting from watching her truly live and be herself.
But when you see
They're
somebody
learning.
else doing that, you are learning because you're learning how to do that for yourself.
Right. But if you're receptive to it, and I feel like the people who like her are receptive to that.
Yes.
The people who don't, they're just kind of like, well, she's ratchet. Well, she's this and she's that. It's like, I feel you. I mean, she is ratchet.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not my cup of tea. But I respect Cardi to the fullest because she is herself. Like, I love that about her since day one. Like, I don't care for her music, like none of that stuff. Like, so I mean, she can have some bops. Like, her music be jamming. But she's herself, and I just love that. And like, really, that's what has taken her so far.
Exactly.
I just think that what gives me hope is that it's possible.
Correct.
Like no matter how treacherous your life has been. No matter, you know, how many eviction notices or, you know, child abuse or, I mean, God forbid, a parent, you know, no longer being here on this side with us, that there's something in everyone that allows them to move forward.
Correct.
You can call it God, you can call it, you know, whatever your choice is that you choose to call your creator.
Right.
If you believe in that.
Right.
But it's possible. Like, that's my thing.
Yes.
You know, your mom could have been a crackhead, you know, whatever the circumstances was, or whatever the circumstances were, it's possible that you can, you're still that shining bright. You're still a star. You're still capable of living your best life. Like, it's not like, oh, your best life. You know what I mean? But like, you still can be successful. You still can be Oprah one day. You know? You still can do your wildest dreams, no matter your past.
Exactly.
And they take some work to get through all those things, to get through all those, you know, mindsets, and do the work, like really in the battle, in the ring with yourself. It might take a hell of a lot of discipline. It'll take all those things, but it is possible.
Yeah. Great. So this was an amazing conversation. Everybody had great points. Like, I really enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think this is like the perfect way to bring in the series, this first episode. And I'm really glad you all came and joined me in this conversation. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really appreciative. And that's it. We'll see y'all next time on episode 2. Deuces.
It's a wrap.